G'day guys, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. So far this offseason, it's been a pretty crazy offseason. I still do not expect to get Fields and Russell Wilson. Now, today in Pittsburgh, the players started to arrive to the building, getting checked in, and they're getting organized for some off-season activities and getting amongst, meeting the team, meeting the players, building camaraderie, all that kind of stuff. Kind of cool to see. We have been talking a lot about the draft. And as you guys know, not a draft guy. And also in this episode, I'm going to go over the 30, top prospects that have visited Heinz Field, visited Pittsburgh, visited the UPMC Rooney complex, and met with Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin, all those kind of blokes, right? That's been happening too. But today was kind of cool to see. And if you didn't see it yet, on SteelerNation.com, Steelers YouTube, or Steelers Twitter, you saw players walking into the building. I'm going to show some photos in just a minute. Walking into the building and starting really, like today feels like, or at least for the players, it's the start of their journey and getting back to work. Now, maybe for Steelers fans, it won't really kick in to about training camp or maybe even week one when, I almost said Big Ben. When Big Ben snaps the ball, when, Russell Wilson, actually too, when I say that, when I almost said Big Ben, that was 17 years or 18 years of Big Ben. I was almost like when Big Ben snaps the ball, it's game on. But now we have a different idea around Russell Wilson or Justin Fields to snap the ball. But the players walked in to the UPMC Rooney complex. I believe they walked in to start their job, start their off-season program. And then next week we get the draft, and then OTAs start in May. And then you have like rookie mini camp, all those kind of things. Things start heating up. But it was pretty cool to see some of the players walk in. Now, I will say one thing as well. They did this thing called, "What's up, brother?" I don't know. It's a dude called Sketch, I believe. Maybe a massive YouTuber. I've only seen him once. I looked up his YouTube videos. I don't know who from Embarrass Soap, but the social media team was going off that. Maybe it's going viral around Twitter. I don't know. Maybe it's going viral around the internet. But it was something about like, "What's up, brother?" I don't know. He seems kind of cool. He's like a YouTuber gamer, but also he is like a Texan supporter too. But they're going pretty well as well. So put it that way. Anyways, let's look at some of the photos that these players walking into the establishment and just talk about it, really. Also, too, I'm going to go over some of the prospects later on in this video as well. So let me bring this up, and I'll take away me. There we go. Let's have a look. So there it is there. I hope I won't scroll too fast. That's Dean Lowry, number 94, arriving too. That's a UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. You have here, I'm sorry, by the way, a lot of these players, I don't know who they are. And I think that's most of us, right? I really don't know who they are. So I do apologize to half of these guys. But let's have a look. Rightio. Okay, so this bloke, Nathan Meters, arrives, 38. Is he a cornerback? He could be a cornerback. Next bloke we have here, Des Fitzpatrick, 82. He's been on the practice squad quite a few times. We've got here Luke Barker. He's a cornerback. He played for San Antonio Brahmas. Next man, we have Miles Killebrew, our special teams ace captain. We have DeMarvin Leal. Ooh, here's one. DeMarvin Leal, he's got to step up this year, I think. I think he's got a bit quiet over the last few years. I was really excited to see him play a few years ago, but I don't think he's been doing much recently on the football field. So he needs to have a big camp, I reckon, to save his job. Dead set. Here we are, Mr. Fryermuth. Carried coffee and shoes, ready to go to work. Who's this bloke? David Perellas. I think he's middle linebacker, 33. Probably a camp guy. Killebrew again, 28. George Pickens. Huge year for George Pickens, number 3 year. Next bloke, Jonathan Marshall. I think he's a D tackle. Next bloke, Jeremiah Moon. He came from the Ravens, I'm pretty sure, number 49 linebacker. That's going to be interesting to see what happens with Mark Robinson and maybe like the backup middle linebacker spot as well. Jeremiah Moon might crack that to become the 3rd or 4th guy there. Because right now you have Roberts, you have Holcomb, who's dealing with the injury, Patrick Queen. Steelers need a 4th guy for teams and things like that, for kickoff returns, all that kind of stuff too. So Jeremiah Moon. The big one is Justin Fields there. And defensive back Thomas Graham. No offense to Mr. Graham, but the huge news is number 2, Justin Fields. and I still can't believe that he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. And then we'll go through the camp. I think it's still going to be Russell Wilson. He'll be number 1 going into camp. But with Justin Fields getting ready, could he be the quarterback next year? Is there going to be any quarterback competition between Wilson and Fields? I think once we know after the draft, we'll then start to figure out, yes, and maybe there could be the competition that you need. It's good to have competition. Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin talked about it. They want competition at each and every level. But do the Steelers just go with Russell Wilson to give him number 1 and then Fields to be backup and try and resurrect Fields' career? Didn't end well with the Bears. Got him for a 6th-round pick. Get him back in the building, and everything starts fresh with number 2 and number 3. That's pretty cool to see Justin Fields in the building. We have next Calvin Austin III. Hopefully a big year this year for Calvin. Next bloke is JPJ, by the way. JPJ is going to go off this year. He's going to be awesome to watch. Number 24, wearing Ike Taylor's old number. Connor Haywood is still listed as tight end fullback. That's pretty cool to see. Next bloke here, Jacob Slade. No idea who that bloke is. Miles Killebrew has been listed 3 times. There you go. 2 blokes here. We have Montravius Adam, who signed a new contract, and Corey Trice Jr. So he's looking to come back as well and get that 3rd cornerback, second cornerback spot too. JPJ, a few other fellas here. Kyle Allen, 3rd quarterback backup. He's dead set number 3 for sure. Fields will be 2. Fields again. A few other photos. Broderick Jones. Here's the thing. With the draft coming up, got Broderick Jones there. Will they move Jones to left tackle? That's one of the most intriguing storylines, I think, in the Steelers offseason right now. Do they move Jones to left tackle? Do they move Dan Moore to right? Do they go and draft a right tackle? We're going to start to see what happens over the next few days. Next few weeks, too. Alrighty, Van Jefferson, new receiver, number 11. What's that bloke there? Man of the hour right now is Russell Wilson. Number 3, it's pretty cool. Like I said before, I still can't believe we have Wilson and Fields together. The fact that Wilson was a Seahawk for so many years, then a Denver Bronco, didn't work out, and now he gets his chance with Pittsburgh too. It's kind of cool. It's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun offseason, that's for sure. We have Matthew Wright, the kicker, backup kicker to Boswell. Happy to be here. Nate Herbig, looking cool, looking chilling. We have next bloke is Patrick Queen. I'm pretty keen. I'm keen on Queen as well to see how he's going to go. Middle linebacker. If Holcomb is out, you play Queen, you play Roberts, and you get back to physical football with Watt and Highsmith on the outside. I'm pretty keen for that too. All right, it's been fun. I like seeing these players getting in. It's get me pumped up. It's get me fired up. All righty, next bloke. Who's this bloke? Joey Fisher, 79, is a guard, so backup guard. Kyle Allen again. Isaac Ciamalo, he's ready for a big year, man. This year's going to be huge for Ciamalo. Next bloke is Dylan Cook, tackle. Broderick Jones again. A few other pictures. Warren is getting 1,000 yards this year. I said it last year, but behind this reamped O-line, Warren is getting 1,000 yards. Najee will. We know Najee will. And also, just on Najee too, Najee has now gotten 3 years in a row 1,000 yards. I might do a show on him the next few days. I want to talk about his, overall impact on the Steelers. A lot of people aren't really too big of a fan of Najee because he's like a slow runner. He's a bit of a bruiser, right? Can't do the big plays like 50 yards, 100 yards on the field, but he does chip away at yards 4 or 5 a turn, and he's punishing. Najee Harris has 3 years in a row of 1,000 yards, and I believe he's the first player. No, he'll be the 13th player if he gets 4 seasons of 1,000 yards each in the first 4. Now, Jalen Warren, back to Warren, my mate Warren. I can't wait to see this bloke run. He also is going to have 1,000 yards. I reckon he gets it this year. Backup running back, Jalen Warren, number 30, arrives to voluntary offseason workout program. Fantastic. All right, Alex Highsmith arrives too. Pretty keen. New Steeler, Deshaun Elliott, former Raven. Highsmith there as well. The fellas, that's Nick Herbig and Keanu Benton, rookies from last year. Ooh, boy, that's kind of cool. Okay, one sec. Okay, Keanu Benton and Nick Herbig from rookies last year going into year 2. We are so excited now about the Steelers draft, right? With new players, we forget about the old players. Forget about Darnell Washington. We forget about Joel Warren. We forget about Keanu Benton or Nick Herbig. Nick Herbig at the moment looks to be third down outside linebacker. Highsmith, TJ Watt, 1 and 2. Or Watt is 1, Highsmith 2, Herbig 3. Keanu Benton on the line as well. Fellas are back. The Pittsburgh Steelers are back. The boys are back in town. That's a cool picture, man. I like that. Herbig and Benton. Next man is Russell Wilson. Going to be really fun to watch him in his career, line it up in Pittsburgh. And a few more pictures. Last one is Braden Fehoko. Here's a question. Will Fehoko make the team? Fehoko last year was cut on and off the practice squad. And then some days, I think he was on the 53, but never got a helmet, right? Never got one. Anyway, that's kind of cool. That's kind of fun. It was kind of fun looking over the pictures. Right, yeah, I want to bring up 2 more things and then talk about some of the draft activity with the visits and then call it a day. So we had one here from Frymouth. Frymouth says this: it's really important to be here. Tight end Frymouth told the team's website, just getting back here, seeing familiar faces, building off what we did last year, making the playoffs and stuff. A man of few words, but he's right. It all begins now. It begins now for the players to get back, start talking to each other, to be here, and start building that camaraderie and see faces together and build off what they did last year. And, the playoffs didn't end the right way, but now the quarterbacks are all different. They're building the O-line. They brought in Patrick Queen. They brought in safety help. They brought in a new punter. Things are different than last year. We've improved from last year. Mason Rudolph is now a Tennessee Titan. Kenny Pickett is gone. Trubisky's gone. It's all new at the quarterback position, and they're building to get back to the playoffs and win a game. That's what we want to see. Another one here too from Highsmith. He says, anytime Coach T is leading the meeting, you get that fire built in you. Added outside linebacker, Alex Highsmith. It was awesome to see him. It was awesome to get back with all the guys. We've got a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces. So coming in and seeing those guys is awesome. I'm looking forward to building the team camaraderie during the OTAs. That's what you want to hear from Highsmith. That bloke signed a deal, I think a 3-year deal with TJ for the next few years. Cameron Hayward's getting older, but he says familiar faces, new faces, and you want to get back to them, build camaraderie, and it all starts today by walking into UPMC, Rooney Complex, and just, shaking hands, high fives, talking football, going to the weight room, visiting Lunch Lady Doris or whoever, and getting back to work. Right now, it starts here. Today starts here, the draft next week, and you build with the OTAs. So that was pretty cool. But I did promise you guys this too. We had as well, these are all the names. These are all the names that the college players have visited Pittsburgh. So at the very top, you have Michael Penix Jr., quarterback. You have running back there. Only one running back, Dylan Johnson. Same time, though, I don't see the Pittsburgh Steelers drafting a running back. They've got Cordarrelle Patterson and 2 running backs in Najee and Warren. Don't see it happening. Now we have receivers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receivers. So McCaffrey, Leggett, Purcell. Those are guys that I kind of know a little bit about. Centers, you have JPJ, Zach Fraser. Tackles is interesting. You have Troy Fautanu, Fuaga, Mims, Frazier, Guyton, those blokes, right? Cornerbacks, Wiggins, Beanie Bishop, Hardy as well. And another bloke who I do know was the O-line, Stephen Jones, and Graham Barton was I think he was the guard turning into center. Now, not a draft guy, but from recent history, 5 players last year or 4 players last year, I think Keanu Benton, Darnell Washington, JPJ, and another player, they were drafted because they went to Heinz Field or went to the meeting. So some of these players right here, right now, next week could be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Kind of exciting. The Steelers need a center, they need a right tackle, they need a receiver. You guys at home know who they need. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to 15 minutes. Wow. That's crazy. I'll see you guys later. It's kind of fun seeing the Steelers players walk into the building. We're in April. Got a few months to go before training camp. Next week is the draft. I'll be doing live Steelers draft coverage from day 1, maybe day 3. Day 3 is my 3 a.m. So we'll figure it out. Anyways, guys, you are awesome, and I'll see you later.